that, and I guess the only comfort is there weren't kids on board at the time. We turn to Dylan now, and for Al, okay, we're looking at the west. That looks like a nice, I'm no meteorologist.
No, gorgeous on the west coast. There's been nothing but sunshine. Temperatures have been in the 60s along the coast, 70s and lower 80s further inland. We do have this little bit of moisture that's going to start working in for the weekend. So Seattle, it's been a good run, but we are going to see a chance of more rain likely this weekend, especially as we go into Sunday. But we are going to enjoy another beautiful day today. 76 in Seattle, average for this time of year, but only by about 5 degrees or so. So mid to upper 70s looking pretty good. Salt Lake City about 73 degrees and 72 in Denver. The rest of the country, the East Coast is looking good as well. Another perfect day on tap. Low humidity, temperatures in the 70s, about as good as it gets. But we're watching this cold front. This is going to slowly move eastward as we go through the weekend. It brought some severe storms through the Plain States yesterday. We'll see isolated severe storms later on this afternoon, especially in Chicago and St. Louis. And then this will bring some much needed rain to the East Coast by the time we get to Sunday. Let's look at the weather across the country. Your local forecast is coming up in just 30 seconds.
Let's turn to Dylan, get a check of the weather and the rest of your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the tropics for a little bit. You know, we had Tropical Storm Julia at one point off the coast of the Carolinas. That's still sitting there as a tropical storm, but it's not doing much. It's not going to do much, and it's just going to move eastward out to sea. But now we're keeping an eye on Carl. This could develop into a Category 1 hurricane by the time we get to next Wednesday. You can see it is mostly staying out over the water, but running into some very ideal conditions for strengthening. So we have to watch that as it continues to move westward. So certainly something we'll be keeping an eye on. Elsewhere across the country today, we are going to see a perfect day across the North Florida. Pockets of heavier rain down along the Gulf Coast, but it's really this area through the Midwest, out ahead of this cold front, where we could see some isolated stronger storms, especially Chicago and St. Louis later on this afternoon. Nothing too severe expected, but still keep an eye out for those storms. And out on the West Coast, it's absolutely beautiful. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 80s. Let's look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek out your window. And are you ready for Sunday night, football night in America? We've got the Packers heading to the Vikings' brand new stadium. They've been outside for the last 2 years, but they're taking it inside. And the inside temperature looks like it'll be outside too. Temperatures in the lower 70s, clear and mild, so weather is not an issue for this game.
Do the weather.
All right, so
keep it alive.
Sorry, everybody. We do have a couple of showers and storms right through the middle of the country, and those will continue to move towards Chicago and St. Louis and the rest of the Midwest later on this afternoon. Temperature-wise, things are looking all right. Very, very comfortable across the Northeast and back through the Ohio River Valley, 70s and 80s. A little warmer down south, so slightly above average, but we've got 60s and 70s across the rest of the country. And we are going to see a chance of stronger storms today. A few isolated severe storms, although we're not looking at widespread severe storms today. So just the heavier downpours and maybe some gusty winds. Gorgeous in the Northeast, some rain along the Gulf Coast, and beautiful out west as well. Let's look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek out your window.
I'm here to help you, don't worry. So we have a traditional nursery decor setup and a modern decor setup. And I wanted to walk you through some ideas as you're getting your thoughts around what your nursery might look like today.
And a lot of this is do it yourself. You're starting off with this canopy here.
Yeah, this is a canopy. You know, this is something to top because that's so popular right now.